Welcome to the Flora Sage Podcast, a place where we help you create a life you're excited about. Happy 2022, my friends. All right, so with this first podcast episode of the year, let's look at choosing a word for the year. Now, back in the day, I used to think that this was very cheesy, kind of like, oh yeah, whatever, like that's really gonna work. Until I tried it for myself, being someone who is a little bit of a realist with sometimes a pessimistic spin, but I kind of lean more towards the optimistic side. But in any case, when I see something or hear something that seems a little bit too good to be true, or I'm just kind of sparks my curiosity, I try it for myself just to see. And the thing is that setting a word for the year really can make a difference and make an impact. So what is this practice of setting a word for the year? Well, it's just as it sounds. You choose a word that you hope to embody throughout the year. So I know a lot of people that choose words like alignment or trust or upgrade, or fitness or well-being or mindful or present. So I want you to think about your life and where you're at right now. If you have my book or you're in my 1 Degree Shift Tribe, you've already done this work. You already know where you're at. If you haven't done that work, then just kind of sit for a moment and just ask yourself, how satisfied do I feel with my life right now? And what do I hope to accomplish by the end of the year? Now, this doesn't mean a goal, like what goal do you want to accomplish, but like this time next year, where do you hope you'll be in your mindset, in everything in your life? Like, where do you hope you'll be? Do you hope you'll be in the same exact space? Or do you hope you maybe will have shifted in your relationships and that you now have deeper connections with the people in your life? And so your word for the year might be connection. Let's just say that you have had panic and anxiety and that you're working with a therapist and that you hope this time next year, maybe you feel calm or you feel present. So really allow yourself to really look at where you're at and get really honest with yourself. Nobody else is going to be in your head but you, okay? So get really honest with yourself about where you're at, what you're feeling, and feel all the feels. And then allow yourself to say, knowing myself, knowing that I do have a support system, whether in the 1 Degree Shift Tribe as me as your coach, or that you have via your friendships or your partner or a therapist or a doctor or a teacher or caregiver or best friend, whomever, knowing myself, my life, and my support system, where do I hope to be this time next year? And what's one word that I can use as an anchor or as a guidepost, as that beacon for me? Now, I don't like to call it a lighthouse because lighthouses warn you of the rocky shore. And so think of it as like the Hollywood lights. Okay, so I'm going to date myself here. I was born in 75, so I'm 46 right now. But back in the day when I was a child, a small wee one, the big thing was these big Hollywood spotlights. And so anytime there was a big Hollywood premiere, they would have these giant spotlights that would like go throughout the sky and basically tell people, hey, this is where the big event is. And I remember going to a couple of events as a kid with my parents where they had these big giant spotlights. And I'm like, dude, this is so freaking cool. Like that event is where everyone wanted to be. And so you know that that's where you want to be at the end of the year. That's that space that you want to be in. The essence of that word is your beacon, is your spotlight. So allow yourself to think of this word as that. It's this spotlight. It's this guiding light that anchors you to where you know you're going. And again, for the 1 Degree Shift method, the first anchor or that first step is where are you? The second one is where you want to be. And what's one thing you can do to get there? Well, this is one of those things that you can do to help you get to where you want to be at the end of the year. You can choose that word that will truly help you be in that space at the end of the year. So I'm going to share with you what my word for this year is, and I actually chose 2 of them. The first one is align, and the second one is trust. So if you've been following me for a while, you know that my business has shifted a lot over the last year. And this next year, I have some really incredible and crazy, amazing plans. And one of them is going to be a 2-week retreat that I'm going to do. And the first 3 days of that retreat is taking a vow of silence. So I'm kind of freaking out a little bit, but I'm going to talk more about that in the next episode. But in any case, so part of these shifts are huge. But I know that they feel in alignment. And every time I have trusted the feeling of alignment of where I know I'm at and where I know that I'm going, and I trust that next step, everything has always worked out. Always. And so that's why I chose those 2 words to be my beacon, to be my guiding light this year. So if you're skeptical of this concept or whatever, try it out. For those of you who have jumped on the bandwagon and who have chosen a word for the year in the past and you know that it works for you, go for it. Choose a word and really allow yourself to embody this energy and use it as a guiding light. So once you choose your word, put it on a sticky note, put it where you can see it every day. I've had clients actually make designs and put it up on the wall so they can see it. I had one person have a canvas and they painted it super artistically. I was kind of jealous. I'm like, dude, you paint so well. She's like, thank you. So, whatever it is, however you want to remind yourself of the word for your year, go for it. But the thing is in order for you to get results, you have to do something different. You have to do the thing. You know what I'm saying? And so this is a super easy, super simple way to just allow yourself to say, okay, where am I at? Where do I want to be at the end of the year? And what's one word that might just help guide me to that end result? This is a super simple 1-degree shift that you can do every single day. You can look at that and allow that word to penetrate your life and seep into everything that you do, and hopefully will act as a little bit of a guide for you this year. So I hope this serves you today. We do have a virtual decluttering day coming up on the 8th. So if you are guided to attend, please do so. So far, I think we have about 75 people signed up. I'm so pumped for it. If you missed this one, have no fear. We have these every single month. And this is my way of giving back to my community, is hosting these 8-hour virtual decluttering days. Click the link in the show notes to check it out. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me, flora@florasage.com, or at support@florasage.com, and myself or my team will get back with you with any questions that you may have. So I hope you have fun choosing your word for the year, and I'll see you in the next episode. If you're enjoying this content, which I hope you are, and you're applying this knowledge in your life and are seeing results, I would love to hear about your successes. Click the link in today's show notes, share your success story with me so you can help to inspire others. Also, if you've been loving these episodes, it would mean the world to me if you would rate this podcast on iTunes. A 5-star rating is what I always aim for. Thank you for listening to today's podcast episode. All links mentioned are in today's show notes.